I've learned one thing in life: greatness doesn't happen in one moment. It's not about the spotlight. It's not about the applause. It's not about holding the trophy while the crowd chants your name. Greatness happens long before that. It happens in the moments no one sees. People see me score goals, lift cups, celebrate victories, but they don't see the nights I couldn't sleep because I missed one chance. They don't see the pain, the frustration, the endless repetition. They don't see the hours spent alone, just me, a ball, and a dream that refused to die. The truth is, improvement doesn't come from wishing. It comes from working. From pushing when it hurts, from showing up when nobody cares, from believing even when you have every reason to doubt. People think success is magic, that there's a secret formula, a lucky break, or some hidden talent that makes everything easy. But it's none of that. It's the decision you make every single day to give your best when nobody's watching, to improve yourself, not by leaps and bounds, but by inches. 1%, that's all it takes. Because 1% every day becomes everything in the end. You won't notice it at first. You'll look in the mirror and think nothing's changing. But over time, day by day, moment by moment, the small things add up. The habits become identity. And then one day you realize you've become the person you always dreamed of being. That's the secret. That's the mindset. That's how you win. Every single morning I tell myself, be better than you were yesterday. Not perfect, just better. Because that's how greatness is built. One quiet decision, one small improvement, one more step at a time. I've trained for over 2 decades, thousands of sessions, millions of repetitions. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's this: talent gets you started, but consistency keeps you going. I've seen so many players with amazing skill, natural touch, speed, strength, but without consistency, it fades. Because talent might open the door, but consistency keeps it open. It's easy to train when you feel good, easy to work when people are watching, but can you keep going when it's raining, when you're sore, when the applause is gone? That's the difference between the average and the great. There were mornings when I woke up and my body said, not today. There were nights when I wanted to rest, when I was tired of the pressure, tired of the noise, tired of the expectations. But I still showed up, because every time you show up, even when it's hard, you're sending a message to yourself: I'm not done yet. Consistency builds strength. Consistency builds confidence. It's like lifting weights. The first day hurts. The second day still hurts. But your muscles grow. The same happens with your discipline. The same happens with your mind. Consistency is what turns potential into power. It's not the intensity of what you do once. It's the repetition of what you do daily. People ask me how I've stayed at the top for so long. The answer isn't magic. It's consistency. I've done the same warm-up, the same diet, the same dedication for years, because success is boring. It's repetitive. But that's where greatness lives, in repetition. So when the world says rest, I say repeat. When they stop, I go again, because consistency is not just about effort, it's about identity. It's who you are when nobody's watching. You don't need to change your whole life overnight. You just need to take one small step today. Everyone wants to leap, but the truth is, greatness is not a leap, it's a walk. Big dreams can look impossible when you stand at the bottom of the mountain, but you don't climb it by staring at the peak. You climb it by taking the first step, and then another. When I was a boy in Madeira, I didn't dream about being the best player in the world. I dreamed about being better than I was yesterday. That's all I focused on. Getting faster, kicking harder, thinking quicker. I didn't have expensive equipment, fancy shoes, or perfect fields. What I had was hunger. Hunger to improve, hunger to prove, and so I took small steps every day. The world celebrates the moment you win, but the real victory happens in the unseen steps that lead to that moment. Every drop of sweat, every repetition, every time you say, I'll do one more. That's progress. Progress doesn't scream, it whispers. Sometimes you won't feel it. You'll wonder if it's even working, but progress is patient. It's invisible at first. Then, one day it shows up, not as a miracle, but as a reflection of everything you've done silently. Small steps are powerful because they build momentum. They don't burn you out, they keep you moving. One day you'll look back and realize that every small step was never small at all. It was part of something bigger. That's why I never chase perfection. Perfection is an illusion. Progress is real. So when the mountain looks too high, don't focus on the top. Focus on your next step. Because one small step today is one step closer to the person you were born to become. Everyday life gives you choices. Some are big, some are small. Most people think the big ones define your destiny, but the truth is, it's the small ones that shape who you become. Every morning when I wake up, I ask myself simple questions. Will I train or will I rest? Will I focus or waste time? Will I grow or stay the same? It doesn't sound dramatic, but these small decisions decide your future. Each choice you make is like a seed. You may not see it grow today, but one day, you'll live in the garden you've planted. When you choose discipline, you say no to regret. When you choose focus, you say no to distraction. Every yes you give to progress takes you one step further from the life you don't want. I didn't get here by chance. I didn't get here because someone gave me an easy path. I got here because I made the right choices, not once, but again and again. until they became habits. That's how transformation happens. People think success comes from one big decision, but it doesn't. It comes from thousands of small ones. Choices like, do I stay an hour longer? Do I try again after failure? Do I keep believing when nobody else does? It's not about luck. It's not about talent. It's about the courage to keep choosing the right thing, even when it's the hardest thing. Every choice you make builds a part of your story. If you choose growth today, tomorrow becomes easier. But if you choose comfort today, tomorrow becomes harder. You are the sum of your daily choices, so when life asks you what kind of person you want to be, don't answer with words. Answer with action. Everybody wants success fast. Everybody wants the result, but not the road. I've seen it all. Players who wanted fame overnight, who wanted to skip the struggle and jump straight to the celebration. But the truth is, real success takes time. You can't rush mastery. You can't cheat growth. Greatness is not built in a moment. It's built in the invisible hours that stretch for years. I trained for seasons where nobody was watching. I worked for years before people even knew my name. There were times when I gave everything and still lost. I remember the nights walking off the field, disappointed, frustrated, asking myself, why not me? Why not now? But every time I fell, I learned something new. Patience isn't easy, but it's necessary, because time is not your enemy. Time is your teammate. When you put in the work day after day, time compounds your effort. It multiplies your strength. It builds your foundation. The process transforms you not only into someone who wins, but into someone who's ready to win. That's the part people don't understand. If success came instantly, you wouldn't be strong enough to hold it. You need the process to shape you. You need the waiting to mature you. You need the failures to prepare you, so when it feels slow, remember that's how it's supposed to feel. Growth is slow. Change is quiet. You won't always see the progress, but that doesn't mean it's not happening. Keep working. Keep waiting. Keep believing, because the ones who endure long enough are the ones who rise high enough, and one day, you'll look back and realize it wasn't the victory that changed you. It was the time it took to earn it. The grind. That's where champions are made. Not under the lights. Not in the noise, but in silence. The grind is lonely. It's heavy. It's endless. But it's also beautiful, because that's where you meet the real version of yourself. There were nights I trained alone. The stadium was empty. The city was asleep. And it was just me, the sound of my breath, the echo of the ball, and a dream that refused to die. That's where I built my strength. That's where I built my belief. Pain taught me focus. Failure taught me humility. Every missed shot reminded me that I still had more to learn. Every defeat reminded me that success is never owned, it's rented. And the rent is due every day. People want comfort, but comfort never made anyone stronger. The grind is not punishment, it's preparation. It shapes you. It sharpens you. Every drop of sweat, every ache in your body, every doubt you overcome, that's your investment in greatness. Don't run from challenges. Run toward them, because the obstacle in front of you is not blocking the path. It is the path. Every challenge is a mirror. It shows you who you are and what you still need to become. And if you learn to love the grind, if you learn to find purpose in the struggle, you'll never lose. You'll either win or you'll grow. That's the mindset that changed my life. I stopped asking, why is this so hard? And started saying, good, this means I'm getting stronger. Because the grind doesn't take from you. It gives you everything: discipline, courage, and the quiet confidence that can't be broken. People always ask me, Cristiano, what's the shortcut to success? And I tell them there isn't one. There are no secrets. There are no hacks. There are no magic moments that suddenly change your life. The truth is, shortcuts promise speed, but they steal your foundation. I've seen players rise fast and fall faster, because if you skip the process, you skip the strength that comes from it. Success that comes too easy will never last. The long road is difficult, yes, but it builds something inside you that shortcuts never will. Character. The long road teaches you patience, discipline, humility. It humbles your ego and strengthens your purpose. There were times in my career when I wished things would happen faster, when I wanted the results, the glory, the recognition. But now I understand. The time it took was what made it real. Every hour I spent training built a piece of me. Every mistake, every failure, every repetition, they all prepared me for the moments that mattered most. That's why I respect the process, because the process never lies. You can't cheat repetition. You can't fake effort. The easy path might take you somewhere quickly, but it won't keep you there. The slow path, the hard path, that's the one that transforms you. It doesn't just give you the results, it gives you the ability to hold it. I've learned that success without struggle is like a body. Without muscle, it looks good for a while, but it's weak inside, so take the long road. Walk it with discipline, because what's built slowly endures. The easy way builds speed. The hard way builds strength, and in the end, strength lasts longer than speed. For me, success was never just about trophies. It was about growth. When I look back, the medals and awards are beautiful, but they're symbols, not the story. The story is the journey. The moments that tested me, the times I failed, the moments I kept going when no one believed. That's what built me. Because true success is not about what you achieve. It's about who you become while achieving it. Legacy is not what you leave behind when you're gone. It's what you build while you're still here. It's in how you treat people, how you inspire others, how you make someone believe they can become more. Every training session, every game, every interview, I carry that responsibility. To be perfect, but to be an example. An example of discipline, of consistency, of never giving up on yourself. I want young players to look at me and understand that this isn't about fame. It's about love. Love for the game, love for progress, love for self-improvement. Because when you dedicate yourself fully, you don't just build a career, you build a legacy. Legacy is built in the choices you make when nobody's watching. It's in staying humble after victory. It's in showing respect after defeat. Legacy means leaving something that lasts longer than applause. When people remember you, I don't want them to remember the goals. I want them to remember the mindset, that relentless pursuit of better. Because improvement never ends. Even today, I still wake up hungry, still studying, still training, still asking myself, how can I be better than yesterday? That's legacy. Not the trophies, but the transformation. And that's something no one can take away from you. I used to believe success only lived in the big moments, the trophies, the records, the spotlight. But over the years, I've learned something different. True victory isn't only in the finish line. It's in every small step that takes you there. Every morning you wake up early when you could sleep in. Every time you choose to train when you're tired. Every time you stay disciplined when nobody's watching. That's victory too. Those moments don't make headlines, but they make champions. The small wins are what hold your dream together. I remember my first professional goal. It felt amazing. But I also remember the 10,000 shots before it. The misses, the frustration, the days I went home angry, asking myself, why can't I get it right? Every one of those moments mattered, because those small steps, those quiet victories were shaping me when I didn't even realize it. That's what life is. It's not one big win. It's a million small ones that build your strength and your belief. Don't ignore them. Celebrate them. When you push through a bad day, celebrate. When you learn from failure, celebrate. When you show up even when it's hard, celebrate, because every small win is proof that you're moving forward. One day, when you look back, you'll see that those small steps were the biggest moments of all. The path to greatness isn't built on miracles. It's built on momentum. Every little victory adds to your power until one day you wake up and realize you've become unstoppable. I'm still improving. It's still learning. It's still growing. Because success is not a destination, it's a journey that never ends. Every time I step onto the pitch, I remember the boy from Madeira, the one who trained on the streets, who dreamed bigger than his world allowed him to. That boy still lives inside me. He's the reason I never stop. He's the reminder that you can always become more than you were yesterday. And that's why I live by this rule. Improve yourself 1%. Every day. You don't need to change your life overnight. You don't need to have everything figured out. You just need to do one thing better than you did yesterday. One extra rep, one more page, one kinder word, one stronger choice. Because 1% doesn't sound like much until you realize what it becomes over time. 1% each day for a year means you're 37 times better by the end of it. That's how compound effort works. That's how growth works. Slowly, quietly, consistently. Greatness is not born in moments of noise. It's built in moments of silence. The mornings when no one claps for you. The nights when nobody believes in you. That's where the real work happens. That's where you decide who you are. Some days will be hard. Some days you'll want to give up. But remember, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep going. Growth is not about never falling. It's about never staying down. If you fail today, learn from it. If you feel tired, rest but don't quit. The small things you do when nobody notices, they are the things that define you. When I look back at my career, I don't just see the goals, I see the habits, the discipline, the moments when I almost gave up, but didn't. And that's what I want you to remember. Every day is a new chance to get better. You don't have to win today, you just have to improve. 1%. That's it. And if you keep doing that, one day you'll look in the mirror and realize you didn't just chase greatness, you became it. Be patient, be focused, be consistent. And above all, never stop believing in yourself, because everything you want, this is waiting for the version of you who refuses to quit.